Hello, friends. The river glides past fertile banks, where the green stretches so far it seems to meet the sky. This is the heartbeat of the Vedic world, not palaces or battlefields, but the fields where life itself grows. Agriculture was no mere livelihood. It was the foundation upon which kingdoms, rituals, and even poetry rested. In those times, the rhythm of life followed the seasons. The first plowing of the field wasn't just a task, it was a sacred act. Priests chanted hymns to invite blessings from the gods, especially Indra, the bringer of rain, and Parjanya, the rain cloud itself. The plow, often pulled by oxen, turned the soil that had been patiently waiting since the last harvest. Seeds, barley, wheat, and later rice were sown with care, each seed a tiny gamble placed on the mercy of the skies. Crops were more than food, they were status, wealth, and survival. Barley and wheat filled the granaries, but rice slowly rose in importance, especially in the wetter eastern lands. Pulses, sesame, and sugarcane joined the mix, painting the diet with variety and nutrition. The land was not worked in isolation. Cattle were everywhere. Cows, in particular, were revered, their milk nourishing bodies and their presence tied deeply to rituals. Food preparation was as much a reflection of culture as it was of resources. Meals were simple but nourishing. Flatbreads from barley or wheat, rice boiled with lentils, vegetables spiced with whatever the land and trade could provide. Clarified butter, ghee, was the golden treasure of the kitchen, enriching flavor and serving as an offering in sacred fires. Meat was not unknown, but it was often reserved for feasts or sacrificial rites. Hospitality was an unshakable value. No guest left hungry, for to feed another was to feed the gods themselves. Agriculture also tied the people to their gods through festivals. Harvest seasons brought celebrations like Ashvamedha or rituals tied to the solstices, marking the turning of the agricultural wheel. These were moments when the entire community gathered, not just to thank the gods for their bounty, but to reaffirm their unity. Yet, not all land was equally kind. Some farmers battled rocky soil and uncertain rains, while others thrived in fertile floodplains. In the east, the spread of iron tools transformed cultivation, allowing forests to be cleared and new fields opened. This expansion was both a blessing and a source of conflict, as kingdoms and clans competed for the richest lands. Trade flowed from the farms into bustling markets, carried by bullock carts or down rivers. Grain, ghee, honey, and surplus produce were exchanged for pottery, tools, and luxury goods. A good harvest meant prosperity. A failed one meant hardship, sometimes famine. It was a delicate balance where a single bad monsoon could tip lives into ruin. But in the shadow of the plow stood another part of society, those who did not farm at all. Wanderers, hunters, herders, and gatherers still roamed, living on the edges of the cultivated world. Sometimes they traded with the settled folk, sometimes they clashed. Their ways were different, their needs not tied to the sowing and reaping of grain. And so, the fields of the Vedic Age were more than soil. They were the stage where gods, humans, and nature met in an eternal dance of need, offering, and renewal. Yet, beyond these plowed lands, on dusty tracks and in forest clearings, lived people whose lives unfolded far from the farmers' furrows. Next time, we journey to meet them, the farmers and the wanderers, the lives at the heart and the edges of the Vedic world.